Hey y'all, so I did a little more digging into that Charles Lee Hill story, and tell me why this man has been straight up living life in Cuba this whole time, chow. So if you didn't watch my last post I did on the FBI's Most Wanted, let me give you a brief rundown. On November 8th of 1971, Charles was riding around in his vehicle when he was pulled over by a New Mexico state police officer. And during that traffic stop, he allegedly unalived the officer. And then on November 27th, while still on the run, he kidnapped a tow truck driver at weapon point and made him drive over to the nearest airport where he and some of his accomplices hijacked a plane full of people. He made the pilot reroute and go to Tampa, Florida. While in Florida, he exchanged some of the hostages for some fuel and then made the pilot drop him off in Havana, Cuba. Now, you see, Cuba is one of those countries where people flee to because they know that the United States just can't go up into that country and start snatching up people, especially during the times of Fidel Castro's reign of Cuba. But times have changed, and Cuba has been making exchanges with the United States for Cuban fugitives. When Charles started to notice that Cuba has been making exchanges with the United States for United States fugitives, he started to get worried. But he was told by the embassy that he would be fine and he wouldn't be extradited back to the United States. Charles has been living in Cuba since 1971 when he hijacked that plane and made the pilot drop him off there. When he got there, he found himself a wife, had a bunch of kids, and is a grandfather, and he refuses to come back to the United States. The last bit of information that I was able to find on Charles is from 2016 when he did an interview. I'm not sure if he's still alive or not, but I do know they still have him posted on the FBI's Most Wanted. But that just seems crazy to me because they do know where he's at. They just can't go in there and get his ass. And I should note that Charles denies unaliving that New Mexico police officer. Oh, how I wish I knew more about Charles and what transpired back in 1971. Let me know what y'all think of this story in the comments. And y'all be safe.
We aren't going to make any statements without guarantees written in contract.
Well, the future is very difficult. I don't really know, but I think the Cuban government is going to maintain their position. And I feel very I owe my life to the Cuban government. My children are here, and I've always been confident of the Cuban government. Yeah, that's great. That's absolutely great.